everybody. Welcome back to another Blurred Flicks and Chill video. I deeply apologize that this was not posted last week. Life got ahead of me. Life got ahead of Tony. But we are you guys will be getting a double post this week. You'll get episode 3. This episode 3, right? Yeah, episode 3 of season 3 of House the Dragon, as well as episode 4, which we will be recording and hopefully posting around the same time. Hopefully around the same time. But last episode, our queen has finally gotten her throne. The problem is now she has to keep it and fight against people that don't want her to have it, which annoys the heck out of me because I just know I'm gonna see people doing think pieces and all this other bullshit and shenanigans and be like, see, this is why Rhaenyra shouldn't have been queen. See, she can't even handle this. Mind you, and we will talk about this as we go on, Rhaenyra has been trained. Like that, at the end of the day, she has been trained, but she was trained, sadly, during the time of abundance, right? The Hightower stole her shit. Best way to explain it.
They did steal her shit.
Exactly. They came into her kingdom, they came into her place, stole her shit. So now she wasn't trained on how to reign during a time of people coming in and stealing your stuff. And then acting as if they don't have it. That's a thing. Ooh. Here's the
people rob your house and now you have to like try and be passive with them.
Exactly. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie, sissy. I'm giving you a heads up. I am going to roast Alicent like there's no tomorrow in this episode. I'm giving you a warning.
Alicent is absolutely, after seeing this also too, Alicent absolutely is roasting herself, as well as, well, mainly herself, definitely, because like she is, unfortunately, is imprisoned and has nowhere else to look at. But like, I don't know, I love her facial journey. She's like, what the hell is this? There's nothing holding her back from being like her face card.
Yeah, no, this is what I mean. Olivia, they did not deserve you. Olivia would have killed, I say it all the time, she would kill as a more butt accurate Alicent. Yeah, but instead we got to deal with this shit, this absolutely horse manure. But enough with before we forget, if you guys like this type of content, please consider liking, subscribing, all that other stuff, leaving comments down below. I edit and post all this stuff by myself. It is a lot. And my goal is to take this stuff more seriously. Actually, you know what is our monthly goal? I mean, what is our yearly goal for the year for this channel? Is it getting at least like 500? Is it 500 subscribers?
Our yearly goal is to beat Mr. Beast.
You know what, period. Beat Mr. Beast. But let's go ahead and let's get started, shall we?
Oh boy.
For disclosure, I love this actor. He's such a swarmy man. He is such a he had, what was it, that that face that he makes when he's first introduced, that it's what is it, you know that meme with the child with the cup, that white kid with the cup, and it's like mom seeing you open up your
I'm jokes.
It like sees you opening up your your presents for the on Christmas. Yeah,
Southern moms watching you open your presents for the first time.
Exactly.
They just have the cup in their hand and they're just like, no, what, quiet down with all that noise, like silent judgy, but secretly gave you the PS5.
Exactly. That's what he reminds me of. Apparently,
he reminds me of Percival. He reminds me like of somebody who has a stick up his ass.
No, for real. Well, he is a Hightower. They all have sticks up their asses. Yeah, remember we were watching the trailer and I was telling you about Lady Samantha Tarly. That's who he's married to. I mean, they're not probably going to show it, but I hope she gets cast for next season.
I hope so too, because it would be funny. It would be a little bit funny. I love seeing cougars. No. Samantha is 15. He married a child. Oh.
Yeah.
So he married a teenager who's sleeping with a fellow teenager?
Yes.
Oh, that's love.
Yeah, I know. No, for real.
Yeah, I hope this man actually, he's definitely a villain. At first I was gonna like low-key argue against the terminology of villain versus antagonist. Because like there's a difference between somebody who's just a force against the main characters
Yeah.
that they have to fight against versus someone who is actually evil and represents evil and villainy in
Yeah.
a story. Which he, in my opinion, does not. He fits more of that antagonistic role of somebody who's blocking Rhaenyra from what she is rightfully have earned and deserving. But on the other hand, that was before I realized that, how old is this man?
This man is probably in his 30s.
That was where I realized that this is a grown-ass man, and that is gross.
Yes.
And weird behavior. You are weird.
Yeah, also a Tarly of all people. I'm not gonna lie. And this isn't dissing on Tarlys.
Not Tully, right?
No. So Tarly, so there's Tarlys and there's Tullys. Tullys are the fish people.
Yeah, Tullys is Catelyn and their people.
Exactly.
Tarlys, is that like Samwell from the
Yes, yeah. So Samwell Tarly, he is descended from probably like somebody in that bloodline. But yeah, and the funny thing about the Tarlys is that they have always been Targaryen loyalists, and they also they also sided with Rhaenyra, so that's why it's like it's not canon, but it's kind of like a very supported belief that Samantha Tarly was like whispering in the ear of his son Garmin. I think his name was Garmin, whispering in his ear, Green Goblin mask style. About once he died, because here's the thing, Ormond dies, right, and then his son Garmin becomes the Lord, and so he's like looking at his stepmother, who is about the same age as him, right, and she's like, no, I can't do this is wrong. Hey dude, I'll let you bounce. Like he literally is like, I'll let you bounce on it crazy. Like I'll bounce on it crazy style if you ignore all the letters of Aegon. By the way, after he dies, Aegon is like, well, I need more Hightower troops. I gotta ask my cousin Garmund to send more troops. And Samantha's like, no. She's like, no. She literally is like, no. And as a matter of fact, burn the letters and I'll marry you. He's like, ooh. And so he does. he claims it's under the guise of we've lost too many men. Meanwhile, Samantha Tarly is under the fucking table. And here's the thing, I'm not slut shaming her whatsoever. Before people try to twist my words, Samantha is a badass bitch who was like, okay, so my current husband, i.e. Ormond, this dude is an idiot. He's a warmonger. Yes. He just believes in, he's a huge misogynist, right? I hate him. But he has a son that if something mysteriously happened to him, I could have some influence with. And then again, she could be completely innocent. She could be like, nah, I don't want anything to do with this. This is wrong. But I'm just saying it was one hell of a coincidence. It was one hell of a coincidence. And not only that, but she found the working with I want to say like Rhaena, who is Daemon's daughter, and a couple of other people in court. She makes what's called the Bank of Old Town and establishes the first bank of Westeros. So she's a smart cookie. So that's why I'm like, at one hand, she was completely innocent and she did nothing wrong, and she, all this happened. But on the other hand, homegirl was like, I see the way the tides are coming. My abusive, much older husband is dead. How can I use this to my advantage? I'm just saying. Wait a minute. Somebody on Twitter or TikTok, one of them, did editing, like playing sexy back whenever Daemon appears on the screen.
I'm joking.
And somebody said, what do you mean? That just happens when he walks in. That just naturally happens when he walks onto the screen. Also, another thing I've noticed, his wigs are better this season. Like, I've noticed that like his wigs, like his wigs have more volume. And compared to like season 1 when he had longer hair, it looked a lot more thinner. But apparently he got some freaking volume this season. I don't know what type of oils Rhaenyra is using for his hair, but I appreciate it. Caraxes is like, can I just burn them once, please? A little bit.
Why can't we burn them to the ground? Surely it can't be that struggle. Cloth over. You can continue playing.
No. I actually wanted to talk about that for a minute, but go ahead.
I was just gonna say I like the cloth over the armor. I always like seeing that detail.
Yeah, me too. And the thing about it is like, I first thought that maybe that was just a Westerland thing because that's how Tywin and the Lords of the Westerlands dress in like the current season. But you know what I think it might be? It might be a thing from the Reach because if I recall, I could be getting my placements wrong, right? But in the next season of Tales of Duncan, I'm sorry, no, Tales of Duncan Egg. The next season of Night of Seven Kingdoms, we're going to meet Roseanne Weber, who is Tywin's grandmother. And she's like God. She's unfortunately the Alicent redhead worshippers are gonna have another redhead to fall in love with. Because but things like I can't remember if she is from the Reach. And which would make sense that, you know, that type of style is brought over and that's what Tywin wears. Or if she is still from the Westerlands. Or if it's just a casual thing that noblemen wear. I mean, you don't really see Daemon and the people in the Crownlands wearing it, though. That's the thing. People of the Crownlands don't really wear that type of style. But seeing as the Reach and the Westerlands are like right next to each other, it would make sense. You know? It would make sense that that's what they would be. His hands
tied. Well, his hands tied, or are they just behind him?
No, his hands are tied behind his back. Like you just don't casually walk with your hands like that behind your back. We should just go. By now, it's not really a spoiler, but obviously that is a fake Daemon. My thing that happened.
Why would you bring that up now?
Because I want to address something that happened right when the casting was announced that irked my soul to the point.
Do that after the reveal.
No, I want to talk about it now because I'm going to forget about it by then because there's a lot of other stuff I got to talk about. But no, here's the thing. So what happened when initially it was announced that was Daemon, people were very happy, right? They thought that, you know, oh, we finally got Daemon the Daring, even though he's only called Daemon the Daring because of some stupid ass reason. He's not really a good person. But anyway, but then it was announced that there was another person and that was the quote, true Daemon. And so the internet did what it did and did some sleuthing and turned out that the fake Daemon actor is trans, and almost immediately so much transphobic rhetoric got spread. I even saw people like even up until this episode, I saw people misgendering them, trying to find their true name, and it got so bad to the point that I made a video about it. It blew up on TikTok or something. I may post it here. Future Rachel, post the video here.
Computer.
But it was like the amount of transphobia that poor actor faced because people were like, yes, we now have a true Daemon who looks like, because, you know, the guy from the season, from episode 1, they're like, yes, it's a true Daemon. That's what we want our Daemon to be, our Daemon the Daring. And you know what side it was coming from?
The Greens?
Exactly.
Why? What the fuck? So the Green fans were more often to be like transphobic in these responses. You would
if you went on when this was announced, if you went on the House of the Dragon Team Green Reddit, which I'm not gonna lie, I like I said last video, I go there whenever I need to laugh. Exactly, I'm so nosy. But the amount of hatred that poor actor was getting. And I think it's because, technically speaking, like they weren't like wishing death on him or anything. The mods allowed it, but the hatred that poor actor got, and I was just like, and I'm just like, imagine how excited that they were that they got cast for this, only to then be greeted by all this hatred. And it goes back to the fact, like I said from the beginning, when you have two factions, you know, Team Green and Team Black, and all of the people on one side have all the people of color, the queer, like, you know, the queer representation, the gender representation, and the other side is literally straight white people, you have racism, homophobia, and all the other stuff. The amount of racism, it, like, literally, no, for real, like, the amount of racism and homophobia that Bethany, who plays Bela, Phoebe, that plays Rhaenyra, Emma gets, Emma, obviously, who plays Rhaenyra, gets, it's insane. It is insane. And it
Y'all
goes
need to figure out how to fucking act. Y'all piss me off.
Stuttering. And don't get me wrong, the men on Team Black aren't safe either, because the amount of hatred that Matt gets for, first of all, just being a man, apparently. Like, we've gotten to the point where people just hate men just to hate men. Like, it's not even a genuine reason to hate men anymore. If you're a man, they hate you.
I ain't gonna lie. As a lesbian, we should do more of that. But I mean, I see what you mean, though. I do believe that there is like when it comes to the parasocial relationship kind of people, more often than not, they do come from one side of fans than the other, and it is very unfortunate. It's unfortunate, in fact, the fact that it's happening at all, because these are grown adults. But it's just, I don't know, it's just very unfortunate when it's very clear that one side is doing that more than the other, and then they'll throw so what happens is that they'll throw the rock and hide their hand, and then get upset when, because here's the thing, a lot of people like myself, unfortunately, no longer have the turn the cheek when people insult. Nowadays, you go low, I go to hell. And I subscribe to that as well. That's how come, I'm full honesty. Whenever the whole Luke dying was Luke going to die was going to be a thing, and saw how Team Green were making fun of it. Do you know that like literally making fun, and they they were making fun of Luke dying, but then also saying that it was bad to make fun of baby Jaehaerys, you know, Aegon's son, to die. And we're like, wait a minute. I thought you guys said making fun of children was okay, because Luke is a child. What's
Luke,
the precedence here?
Like, Luke was 13, 14 when he died, which in their world is still a child.
13, 14, it's a child in any world. Should be a child in any world.
I know, but the thing is, but the reason why I specify saying that he is a child in their world is because people were claiming that he's not. They were claiming because he has a dragon, that he's not, you know, that he's not as innocent as Jaehaerys was. And
that was literally I birthed him.
And that's the thing. It's like, why are we measuring innocence on how we react to people? Because at the end of the day, like, if we're really judging innocence, at the end of the day, Jaehaerys being Aegon's son automatically makes him a threat, and automatically makes him, I guess you can say, less innocent than Luke, whose mother got usurped. And it's like, why are we measuring innocence with children?
I think that, well, okay, why are we measuring innocence at all? But specifically the hypocrisy of pointing out how it's one thing to have one response because of, okay, if the precedence here is that making fun of children's death is bad, then, or making fun of anyone who dies is bad, then but flipping over and doing the same, that is hypocrisy, and that is insane.
Exactly.
But you know, but again, like, it's very unfortunate when that happens from specifically one side.
It's the whole thing also with the whole Jaehaerys and Rhaenyra thing, because I'm about 80% sure they're going to cut Rhaenyra, who was Aegon III's canon wife, and we're just replace her with Jaehaerys. But there's this whole section of the fandom that pit them against each other, because in the books, Jaehaerys dies. Now, the rumor is that she jumped from stress, from madness, but it's about 90% sure that she was murdered because the current Hand of the King at the time wanted to marry his daughter to the king to make her queen. You know, pull a Otto Hightower, basically. And and George has this thing in his books where usurpers' lines do not continue. He, like, if you're a usurper or if you're like a person who does violence against your family, he is trimming you off that family tree. And sadly, and sadly, Jaehaera, even though she was an innocent child, is still a part of Aegon's line. So like, fate-wise and following George's style, she had to die. Because she's also because she's also an inverse of a reaching lord slaughtering or like removing the current queen to make his daughter queen. Like, that's what you can say the Hightowers didn't have Emma murdered, but I believe in the Maester conspiracy. But anyway, they had Alicent as queen and tried to use her to usurp Rhaenyra's family. That's what the Hand the King did with Jaehaera. And so there's this section of the fandom who believe that George killing Jaehaera was not fair, that she and Aegon could have had a chance to fall in love, as if, like, but here's no Aegon, two fucking people named Aegon, Rhaenyra's son, Aegon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Rhaenyra's son and Aegon the usurper's daughter.
Yes.
Had a chance about possibly redeeming themselves and getting married.
Yes, and you know,
huge theory.
I know it's a huge theory that's not backed up by anything, but
yeah, like, that's a lot of wishful thinking.
But
like, I'm sorry, but personally, for me, I would rather like to see. I like the fact that no good deed goes, or not no good deed goes unpunished, but nobody mourns the wicked.
Exactly. And it's like, and we're not saying that Jaehaera deserved her fate. The problem is that George's writing style is, if you're a usurper, if you're a kinslayer, if you're just like this overall terrible person, your bloodline is being trimmed off that family tree. That's just how it is. Like, it's I think, don't get me wrong, it's a bad thing to say, but that's what he does. That's the message. That's the karma writing. So when that happened, of course, like when Aegon usurped Rhaenyra, it was a ticking time bomb of when his family was all going to die. Because he even says, my sister's line will end, but doesn't specify which sister, because he marries his sister. You know, he marries Helena. And so, technically speaking, his line does end. And Rhaenyra's line literally becomes the mother, what's her name? The Queen Victoria of Westeros. Everybody got her bloodline going around somewhere. Yes, exactly. Like, literally, like he set out to kill her and her family. Instead, not only did she and her bloodline continue on the Iron Throne, it went all over Westeros. But the section of the but to tie back to what we were talking about, the section of the fandom believe that it's not fair that Jaehaera died. And so they then pit her against Rhaenyra. They say that Aegon and her could have had a chance to fall in love. Mind you, Rhaenyra's Aegon saw Jaehaera's father feed her to his dragon. He was traumatized. Yeah, like he was at the end of the day, at the end of the day, he saw his mother die in front of his eyes. That is his last memory. Like, it says that he's haunted by that memory until the day he dies. Until the day he dies, he is, even though he finds some joy with his family, with Rhaenyra, who is canonically the only like person who can make him smile and be happy, he still is haunted by the memory of his mother. So you're telling me that you believe he would be able to overcome that haunted feeling by being with the daughter of the man that murdered her? Do you hear yourself?
Like maybe enemies to lovers could work, but this is not first of all, not all enemies to lovers storylines should exist. Mm-hmm. There's absolutely is nothing wrong with enemies being enemies, just like there's nothing wrong with a doomed narrative being a doomed narrative. This is a story that unfortunately has no good ending.
Exactly.
At all. And that's the point.
Mm-hmm. And
you cannot, in order to fully understand the weight of the tragedy of this family being lost forever and being destroyed, unfortunately, it has to be done where they all die, or at least they all go through some kind of great cataclysmic change that ripples throughout the realm.
Exactly.
Even folks who are, as we're going to see in this season's even folks who are not necessarily like related to the Targaryens or the Old Town or the Greens, like in any facet, like even folks who are just like allies in their own way for both sides, they also get fucked. So like there is no coming out of this.
There is none. And also the thing with Jaehaera is like in the book, she is they call her a quiet, simple girl. And what they mean by simple is that she most likely was autistic. Like that's the best way to describe it. Which I find weird is that they gave her most likely canonical autism to Helena. Which in the book she kind of wasn't actually. She actually was a very, very vocal person. But
she's a different kind of autism.
I guess we could say that. but like she definitely would not have survived as queen. With all the political pressures, with all of like this trauma that she also faced. Don't get me wrong, she was there when Jaehaerys got beheaded. Like, you know, her twin brother got beheaded. So she had trauma with that as well. And people can make the argument like, oh, she should hate Aegon because it was his father. I would say that she wouldn't hate Aegon the same way Aegon would hate her father. Because like I said, he was literally there and saw his mother get eaten by her father's dragon. Yeah. But at the same time, you can't speak for fictional people. You know, like you can have clues, and the clues that we have is that she was just a quiet, simple girl who would have been much better as like a septa probably. But the problem also is that people would have used her as a political weapon against Aegon. They would have kidnapped her. They would have forced her into marriage, and the fact that she was even married to Aegon to prevent that, it's like these poor children suffer because the adults around them decided to make all these terrible decisions. You know, it's like the suffering of children, and it's not even just the suffering of children. It's just like the suffering of people who had nothing to do with the narrative, right?
Exactly, like the innocents. There are so many innocents in this like war, and it's not always children, and it's not always in people who are like they're innocent in the way of like their guiltless. Like there are people who do still do like
bad things, I guess you can say, but it's like things,
or even just like they're doing their best. Like the brothers who unfortunately one was on the side of the Greens, the other one was on the side of the Blacks, and it drove them to killing each other. Like
the Condal brothers.
Yeah, they were innocent because they were just knights.
Yeah, they
just knights upholding their oath. And it just so happened to unfortunately mean that in order to do so, they had to kill each other. Yeah. So this is like this war should at best have make the audience feel a lot of comparisons to the Civil War and how that was so bloody and catastrophic and unfortunately infamous because of the fact that it was the like the severity of how deep it was in the hate. Like it divided a nation.
Yeah. You know? To the point that we're still arguing. To be honest, I agree with you on that. The fact that we're still arguing to this day, almost 100 and so years since the end of the Civil War, on what the true meaning or the true cause of the Civil War. Same thing with this. Even like it's got like the author himself has clearly stated what the Dance of Dragons was about, what happened, why it's like one of his favorite pieces of literature, why he based it on the anarchy, which was which was the time inside England, which was the war between Matilda, like the Empress Matilda, and Stefan the First, this cross-eyed motherfucker. Have you seen what that man looks like, by the way? Have you seen?
Know who this was. I've never heard of that.
Future Rachel, put a picture of Steph. You know what? Google it right now. Google Stefan of England, and while you do that, Future Rachel, put a picture of Stefan right here while Tony Googles.
Oh.
I'm gonna have the picture on the screen while you Google it.
Right.
You see him? You see him. You see that ugly man? You see that cross-eyed idiot?
And do you remember that one that one in Red Royal, the Habsburg?
Yes. Yeah. It's insane.
I think they should have a call.
They should have a call. Like I remember seeing that picture of Stefan. I'm like, I don't know what's worse. Your fugly hairstyle or the fact that you're cross-eyed and you had the gall to think that you're superior to Empress Matilda of all people.
Like,
she literally was one of the most one of the most highly educated women of her time. And you thought just because you were a man that you were better than her? Please. Please. No.
How about we do something about that face.
No, for real. The moment you can have a face card that beats Matilda's, then we'll talk. We'll talk. But to tie it all back, no, for real, but to tie it all back so we can go back to, we got so off traffic. But to tie it all back, yes, at the end of the day, there are so many different types of innocence, and like people can claim like, oh, only the true innocents are children, or only the true innocents are the small folk. That's not exactly true. That's not exactly true. Like at the end, like what to measure one's innocence means you have to look at the whole picture. The whole picture. Because like I said, people could claim that, for example, Luke isn't innocent because he Luke is innocent because he cut out Aemond's eye, or that he had a dragon. You can claim that. But in that same breath, somebody could also argue that just like Jaehaerys is innocent solely on the fact that he is the eldest son of the usurper. So he is a actual threat against Rhaenyra. There's so many ways you could argue around the problem while also not addressing the actual problem. It's the fact that adults and men are stupid.
Yes.
At the end of the day, men, like I said, I'm not saying we should not hate men. I'm just saying hating them just because they're men is the problem.
Exactly.
I
still believe that we should hate men more.
I'm not saying we shouldn't.
What I mean by that is like, okay, don't judge a book by its cover. Treat people the way they want to be treated. Stop being fucking transphobic.
There we go. That's the first thing right there. Stop doing.
What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
And that's why it's like I was really shocked. I mean, I shouldn't have been shocked, but I was really shocked that most of the transphobic, like when I tell you like 95% of the transphobic hatred was coming from Team Green, I was shocked because I'm like, he's on your team.
Why are we being transphobic at all?
No, for real.
It's literally also non-binary.
But here's
Why
the
are we being any of this?
But here's the thing. But here's the thing. They only like Emma Darcy if they are linked with Olivia. That's that whole parasocial thing that we were talking about in the last video, on how they bullied Emma's partner off the internet. They harass Olivia's partner every time that she posts him. Emma has been with their partner for over 10 years. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. And it's like, you guys are absolutely insane. You guys are absolutely insane.
Y'all are bonkers if you think.
Bonkers.
Honestly, your reasoning, your justification for hating a character, not an actor. Well, I mean, hating an actor and hating a performer should come because
they're terrible people.
I don't know. Yeah, like they're icky. Like that's one thing. It's one thing if you don't like somebody because they're icky, but why are we using the character's motivations and actions to be transphobic to an actor?
Exactly. Like I can't
what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Like for example, I find people who ship Alicent and Rhaenyra annoying as fuck. Like they will not shut up. I'm sorry.
No, I won't.
You are literally the exception, but like majority.
That's why I'm smug like this, because I know I'm the exception. I know how to exist in two truths.
Yes.
One, for the gay bitches, and for the sapphic rap, and the other one that's for just common fucking sense.
Yeah, what's
wrong with you people?
Like I can like they annoy the fuck out of me, but I can look at them and mostly ignore them. What I cannot ignore / obtain are the Emma and Olivia shippers, because those people are weird.
Just luck.
The air is thick with ghosts.
Sure is.
Not unhappy ones. I see myself as a child coming to play him a tune I had learned. He was strong then. And my mother.
Lord Ormond surrendered.
For a hot second, I'm not gonna. No, for literally for a hot second, I was like, "Who the heck are you talking to?"
Yeah,
are we having an internalized monologue? Also, fun little thing. I need you to pay attention to the various art that's on the that's on the walls, because when the Hightowers were in power, they removed. Huh? It sure is. Here's the thing. So when the Hightowers were in power, they removed all of the erotic art that was in the Red Keep. And so the funny little joke is Rhaenyra and Daemon, the first thing they said was, put the erotic art back up. Put it back up. Because if you look, all of it is back. Like all the stuff back from season 1. You got the threesomes, you got the WLW, you got the MLM, you got them fucking a dragon in one of them. Like everything is back. All of the erotic art is back. And I'm just like, was that her first decree? Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring everything back.
Yeah, please.
Especially that threesome over there.
Yeah, put the one on the right wall up in my room.
I'm your half-sister and our father's chosen heir.
Okay, so let's talk about this, because it's something that I found so annoying. What the heck do you mean you guys have not met? Because, okay, this is when the timeline of House of the Dragon makes no freaking sense, and I'm going to break down why. Jace and Luke are technically around the same age. They would be technically around the same age. In the show, at least. In the books, Daemon and Jace were literally born months apart. Mind you, Rhaenyra... Yeah, well, in the books, at least, they were the same age. But mind you, Rhaenyra was 16 when he was born, and Alicent was in her 20s, but we'll go with that in another day. But the fact that she doesn't know what he looks like, I find highly stupid, because first of all, what do you mean you have not met? Because it begs the question of, the moment he was born, was he sent directly to Old Town? And
okay, how
do wait. That's what I mean. Technically speaking, with the timeline that they're claiming that he and Luke would be around the same age, and Luke died when he was around 14 years old. Okay. But mind you, not even a year has, not even probably 6 months have passed since he died. All this stuff is happening. Hold on, wait. I'm not done yet. So, okay. Let's say he was sent to Old Town directly when he was a baby. How then would Rhaenyra not know him? Because
he's in Old Town since he was a baby.
But no. Here's the thing.
What are you talking about?
No.
The answer.
No, it's not, because even though he would have been sitting, it would have meant for her. Here's the thing: for her not to have met him, it would have meant that Alicent sent him right after he was born, because in court, you present the baby to court, let alone him being like a younger son. He's still a prince, right? So he would be presented to the family, everybody in the family, and then he'll be presented to the court. Rhaenyra would have had 2 times to meet him, right? Not only that, but then it begs the question of, if he wasn't sent right after he was born. And when I say right after he was born, I mean Alicent pushed him out and he was sent to Old Town. That's what I mean. Because that is literally the only way this makes sense.
The way that this makes, I'll explain to you why this makes sense. She hid him when he was a baby and had no bodily autonomy, because the only other way for Rhaenyra to force her way to see that baby is through acts of a court that she distanced herself from, or push her insistence on being part of their family, which both sides were against. When it comes to meeting him as he got older, again, the same thing most likely happened.
No. Okay.
Someone kept that shit from occurring.
Okay, but here's the problem. That's not how it works. Like that. This is when the historian in me is like part of me pop out. My autistic ass will pop out. I'm trying to explain to you how it makes no sense, even in this world. Because how do I? Okay. Let's go by the argument that you said that Rhaenyra distanced herself from any of those meetings with Daemon, right? That means she did not attend. She herself and her children did not attend feasts, did not attend parties, did not attend tourneys. He did not come down when the same things were happening for her kids, and he did not come down when Aegon, Helena, and all that stuff. That when I say none of that makes any sense for a royal family, let alone him being a younger son. Because from what we know of Alicent, she would have lorded the fact that she has a platinum blonde boy against Rhaenyra's dark-haired boys every second. Now, you could make the argument that maybe Rhaenyra was pregnant when he was like heavily pregnant and she just didn't want to move around when he was born. That is another excuse. But the fact of the matter it is that this is not only is this horrible writing, it goes against the actual rules of this world. Because there is no way, I'm telling you, I know that I do tend to exaggerate, but I'm telling you right now, there is no way, not only has she not even met this boy, you can make the fact that maybe she ignored him, but there is no way possible that she has not only not met him, doesn't know what he looks like, and is introducing to herself now of all things. Because even if she might not have want to be there when he was born, as the heir, she would have to have been there with his presenting to the court. So
can I please interject?
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Autism is keeping you from realizing that this is fiction.
I know this is fiction.
Listen to me. Listen. This is a story about the tragedy of a family being destroyed. This is the fall of the House of Usher. Nothing is supposed to make sense. Nothing is supposed to make sense. People are driven into madness because they are compelled due to the overwhelming guilt of their own decisions and their self-isolation. How do you think that came to be? Alicent took her child, who is the same age as her rival's child, by happenstance, and distanced herself from a family that she believes has the capability of killing her. That was Alicent's idea, and we all know that. That was Alicent's compulsion and her explanation as to why she distanced herself. Rhaenyra distanced herself because she chose peace. The tragedy of this family is that both of them assumed the wrong actions and the wrong motivations of each other. Rhaenyra believed that Alicent and her sons, Aegon, Aemond, all of them, did not want to be around her when they did. If they had been given the opportunity, they probably could have. But no adults on Alicent or Viserys' side really did anything to stop the wounds that were being unfortunately used to distance Rhaenyra and her family. But in the same breath, you also have Alicent here who's like, Rhaenyra, I need you to look past your pride, because yes, unfortunately Viserys did have me marry me, and unfortunately I did give him sons that threatened your claimant to the throne, but I did not want that.
Okay.
And that, unfortunately, both sides were driven apart from one another. That's what happened. And now, thankfully, they have a chance to rectify that. But this is a trope that is very common in literature to symbolize both the actual physical action of a family being driven apart and the metaphorical side of it too. We see how Rhaenyra deep down inside always wanted to be an older sister. So that's why we see her so excited that I wasn't able to see you grow up, but now I can. Now I can be there for you. So she doesn't see him as like a threat in the way that Daemon does, and Alicent believes that Alicent feels that Rhaenyra would see Daemon and her children that way, which again is the reason why she kept them. She worked hard to separate them in her own way.
Yeah,
but
by bullying Rhaenyra and her kids.
So remember how I said that specifically both sides pushed each other away? Please remember that.
I mean, no, because also there are several
of this is the fact that once again, both sides assumed the wrong assumptions.
But no, because I'm sorry. Okay. You know what? I'm going to force myself. I need to start doing this. I need to let you finish talking. I'm gonna let you finish talking, and then I'll say what I have to say. Go ahead. I keep on interrupting.
Pretty much it. Like, just whatever you say, just remember two things. One, this is fiction.
I mean, I know this is fiction.
I hear you with your historical thing, but a lot of the justifications that you bring is based on the books. But
here, okay, but then also
remember that this adaptation and this motivations.
I know they're separate, but the thing is, like, okay, so you keep on saying that like Rhaenyra believed the worst thing about Alicent because Alicent was like pushing her away. The problem is that we see her up until Harwin is murdered still try to be nice to Alicent. There's a whole
and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Both things happen at the same time.
No, I get
both things are true.
I know, I get that part, but it's like it's the fact that you know why I think this is triggering? Why I think part of this is triggering me? It's because I see people say because there's a claim that Rhaenyra should have done more to have relationship with her brothers to befriend Alicent, when it's like the anger and the hatred and the bullying was all coming from Alicent's side, and Rhaenyra tried for 10 plus years, for those 10 plus years that she was in King's Landing, she tried to still be nice to Alicent. She still encouraged her sons to be friends with Aegon and Aemond. She probably tried to be there for Helena, but it was always Alicent being like, no, feeding that hatred, stoking that fire, bullying children straight out of the coochie. Like, she was even when Rhaenyra had that very public, I am sorry for anything. She literally tells her, I am sorry for anything you believe I have done to you. Anything that might have that I personally have done, I am practically on my knees asking you to forgive me. And Alicent literally spits in her face and is like, yeah, no, I'm still going to continue to bully you and your children. And then she has Harwin killed, and then Rhaenyra's like, you know what? I can't be here anymore. I get run out of my home. And it's driving me insane, because it's like, why should she continue? As a mother herself, mind you, of children, why should she continue to try to coddle Alicent when Alicent is the one doing all of this? And then it also begs the question of, yes, Alicent now is their prisoner, but why is she deserving of grace that she did not give Rhaenyra and her children? And it's breaking my brain, because while I can understand trying to be the better person in all of this, Rhaenyra has lost 3 children because of Alicent at the end of the day. And it's like, my brain is breaking so hard. And I can agree with you. She can be like, Rhaenyra at this point with Daemon is like, I am your half sister. I have wanted siblings. I have wanted to have siblings all of my life, and I could not have them. Now I want to try to have a relationship with you. But she probably is also still scared because she doesn't know what he was fed at Old Town. That's another thing she's probably worried about. So it's like, oh gosh.
Rhaenyra wants a family.
Of course.
Alicent wants a family. That is the ultimate goal and the end goal for both sides this entire time. The tragedy here is, in their pursuit of that, they destroyed their own. Can you agree on that?
Oh gosh. Would you be upset with me if I would say we would have to agree to disagree?
I just want to know how.
Because
both. Let me say this again.
You know what?
Both sides want a family.
Okay, yeah. Say it again. Say it again for me.
Both sides want a family.
Mm-hmm.
In their pursuit of that, they destroyed the only one they actually had. Can you agree on that? I just don't understand how you can't. It's because Rhaenyra lost children, so did Alicent. Alicent lost her family and lost a marriage, so did Rhaenyra.
Wait, you know what? You know what I think? You know what I think is preventing me from saying it? I think it's because I cannot let go of how they lost their. I think that's what it is. I believe that. I know.
Doesn't matter. The fact that remained as long as you agree that it happened.
Okay, okay, fine. Now, I can agree that it happened.
Yes, because it makes no sense how you cannot see the fact that the tragedy about this is that both people are victims.
Well, here's the thing.
At the end of the day, no one is innocent.
Well, here's the thing.
They're all guilty.
Okay, but like,
everybody is hurt.
Okay, but like, here's the thing. I can agree that they're both victims. The problem is that one of the victims, rather than try to fix the problems, decided to then punch down on the other victim, and it's breaking.
Both of them have done bad things. No one's saying that. No one is saying that. I am asking if you can agree that a family is gone.
Okay, fine. Okay, at this point, I'll just say yes.
Because you have no other choice.
Because
that's the point. You have no other choice. The point of this show, the point of this story, is all about family. It's about the familial unit.
No, I mean,
in the first season alone, how the worst sin ever is the war against one's family.
No, the worst sin ever is killing one's family. Families go to war. Here's the problem though. Families go to war all the time. The problem
is that okay?
Of course it's not okay, but the problem here's the oh my god, my brain. Okay, my brain. You know what? Because I know we're both getting super worked up. Let's just continue. Because when I say I feel like this, we're just gonna have to agree to disagree. There's some things that I just cannot let go. And
I feel like you're looking too close in the details when I'm just giving a broad question.
And that's the thing. I'm not that type of person that can do that. You know me. I can't look at a broad thing. I have to look at the cause, the effects, that's just how I am. I can't.
Bro needs to figure out nuance. That's all I'm saying. Bro needs to figure the fuck out of nuance.
That's what the details is the nuance.
No, the details that you are refusing to acknowledge is the nuance.
Okay, you know what? Let's continue if I jump through this computer screen. Y'all, you know what? I need to get a little animation of just two people fighting whenever we're having like our venting arguments, just to put up on the screen. Just two cats fighting whenever we're arguing back and forth.
Hey, it's 2:45.
You fought in service of your brother, the usurper. What have you to say?
Open your mouth and speak to your queen.
You are a prisoner in this house.
Did y'all check to see if
your treatment will depend on your conduct and your pliancy. Look at me.
Children, stop fighting. Daemon, Massaria, stop trying to have the world's biggest dick contest in front of Rhaenyra.
They're always like having a cutoff. Like
they are literally always having a cutoff. Also, I love the thing that they're kind of doing with Massaria and Rhaenyra. It's mimicking Dany and Missandei on how their hair is similar.
Oh, I thought you say like because it's sapphic as hell.
I mean, yes, but no, like that's the thing. Like Game of Thrones did it, where Missandei and Rhaenyra and Daenerys had like similar hairstyles to show that how close they were.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of have I only side eye that because it's like Missandei in the books. No. Here's the thing. Shut up before you judge me. Missandei in the books is.
For the gays.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
You're not taking my rainbow flag. Yeah. But no, the thing is like Missandei in the books is 11, and every time I look at her, I get so confused. Sometimes I'm like, you're a child. It's supposed to be a child saying these very witty and very complicated and very intelligent things, but they changed it obviously to make it so that she's an adult for the whole thing with Grey Worm, I guess. So here's the thing. I feel like Mysaria and Rhaenyra are both correct because while doing a also I just realized she no longer, the makeup that does like the throat cut around her neck seems to be pretty faded. I can't really see it in this one, but technically speaking, they are both correct. Mysaria is right when she says that like having a lavish coronation would leave a bitter taste in the mouth of the people who have been suffering for so long. But at the same time, Rhaenyra does need to show herself as legitimate. She does have to show that she is the legitimate heir. I mean, the legitimate ruler. And having a rushed coordination would make her seem like the usurper.
They are taking women and demanding ransoms none can pay.
And difficulties abound in the city, Your Grace. It seems the granaries are near empty, the fields lie fallow, and the planting season is moons away. If we could find some trade...
It will take time for the...
I hate to be this person, but she is right. Like, they literally allowed Jace to lock her in her room like she was a child.
Yeah, like...
They are lucky that they're all alive. I'm just saying. Like, they're lucky that they're... Because at the same time, they would not have allowed a man to do that. If Jace was a girl and she was a man, they would have never allowed that to happen.
Yeah.
But it's like, exactly. So like face the consequences.
Yeah, and then like I guilt tripped her. Like,
you know what I just realized? They might change that. Okay, so in the books, Aemond gets tricked. Well, Aemond, basically takes Alice as a bed slave. I won't say the word here because I don't want to get demonetized, but he takes her as a bed slave and she gets pregnant and all that stuff. But the fact that she wants Harrenhal, and Daemon says in particular from like last episode, or the first episode, that she has no husband, she has no child, no claim to Harrenhal. I wonder if they're going to change it to now if she tricks Aemond and she then offers him up to Daemon, and that's how we get the Battle of the God's Eye. And then he, gives her hair, like, at the last minute before they fight, he's like, oh yeah, Rhaenyra gives you Harrenhal, and then they begin fighting. In comparison to how Daemon... Well, here's the thing, technically speaking, in the books, she stays there, and she, like, presents a son that she had, but claims that he's Aemond's, but we're not entirely sure. They may write him off.
Does she get Harrenhal?
In the books, no. She just stays there. Like, she becomes a witch. Nobody really gets Harrenhal, if I recall. She becomes like a witch queen. They call her a witch queen, but like nobody really knows what she's up to. It's weird and convoluted. It's very weird and convoluted, Alice's leftover history. I think they're kind of really leaning into the whole witchery part of it, Yeah. And then, cool. Yeah, it is. And then her saying that she'll give Harrenhal to whoever captures Aemond. I kind of think they may do a whole thing where she like sends a secret raven to Daemon and being like, hey, Aemond's here and I'm pregnant. You can have him. Give me Harrenhal.
As honored as I am to act as your protector, my place is with my men.
Rhaenyra, I need you to listen to me very carefully. I know that you miss Jace. I know that you are mourning. I know that you are determined to keep your throne. But if you miss Jace really badly, I have an idea and I need you to be open-minded.
He literally has black hair.
I know. He is literally your type.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
No, for real.
Clearly, we do not care about bastards and
yeah, like Rhaenyra, I hate to be that person, but he is literally your type. That is Harwin 2.0 walking right next to you.
Some people, they heal from their trauma and all of that by getting a puppy, but you can get another son.
Yeah, I mean,
if you want that girl,
I need you to go our Catelyn Sforza on me. Do you know who that is, by the way?
No, but I am following that vibe.
Yes, I need you to go all Catelyn. Yes, I need you to go all Catelyn Sforza on me.
Basta! Where are my children? Let them go!
Of course, Signora. We'll happily give them back for something of yours. A certain map and a certain apple, brother. See, a certain apple indeed. Or shall I slice your baby's necks ear to ear?
Bastardi! You think you can threaten me? I'll give you nothing! You want my children? Take them! I have the instrument to make more!
I would counsel you to appoint a Queen's Guard as a matter of urgency.
Daemon will be useful in identifying candidates. We'll put the matter to him.
My queen, a moment. It seems rats have eaten through a large store of candles. Tallow is short. We must requisition a new supply or sit in darkness.
Then requisition.
Of course. There is none yet to control the oil.
In the matter of the bedchamber...
It's a matter for later.
Hightower Bannerman control the harbour.
Allocated to their...
Move back.
It's triple, if not more. The problem, of course, is point.
Enough!
Your gold.
Bitch, who the
She's like, are you talking to me?
bitch, who the fuck are you looking at? Like, obviously I'm talking to you.
Yeah, but why are you talking to her? She's literally a prisoner. How the fuck would she know that?
Because she was in the room when it happened, which, give me a minute. I'm gonna get onto that in a second. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Oh my fucking God. Okay, so
she wasn't almost assaulted?
No. Here's the thing.
So these grown men weren't being misogynist to her as well?
I love how you jumped.
They obviously did not plan anything behind her.
I love how you jumped.
Obviously did not happen.
I love how you jumped all the way to there, and I wasn't even done talking. Like we're not there.
Well,
what? No, because her saying that she knew nothing of it literally is a lie, because she is in the scene when they're talking about dividing the gold, when they're talking about sending it to Old Town, Casterly Rock, and using the rest for bribes, it cuts to Alicent and she gives a small nod as she's listening. So she was there when they were talking, and also her saying, resented my influence, my mere presence. That also is not true, because she actively was a participant in the usurpation from the like she could make the argument.
You can hate your coworkers, bitch.
I'm not saying that. But it's the fact that she's claiming that she did nothing that is making me roll my eyes so hard that I'm unlocking my third chakra. Helena, I'm so sorry. At the end of the day, Helena, I am so sorry you got you were literally in the middle of this messy, toxic as half-ass Yuri that we have going on in front of us, because it's like, oh my God, Helena, I'm so sorry, honey. Okay, and that's another thing. My own father kept their plot for me. After the whole incident with Driftmark, you literally tell him everything that you planned and your plot for usurpation, I am on guard for, I am on board for. Also, I will admit there are some things they did keep from her. I will admit that. Like, for example, when Viserys died, and Otto was instantly told Sir Harold to go to Dragonstone and murder a heavily pregnant Rhaenyra and all of her children. Alicent was not on board for that. She did not know about that. I will give her that part. But the other stuff, girl, stop acting as if you didn't know.
Yeah, like,
I would refer you to the man himself, but you slew him without ceremony.
Alicent, what? Okay, remember how I said last episode on how they would that scene with Alicent will neither be addressed or acted as if it was something lesser than what it actually was, and the trauma would not be addressed. We're seeing this here because there is no way somebody who went through that traumatic of a thing would have just a flippant response. Because what do you mean you slew him without ceremony? Woman, do you remember what he did? Do you remember what Jasper did?
Well, absolutely, but that's the thing. When she has this woman has nothing left but like her daughter and
granddaughter.
her ethics. Yeah, she has a tiny little shrivel of her family and her ethics. That's it. And she's trying to cling to what does make sense to her in her grief. And what does make sense is the fact that they did kill these people without trial, even though they are guilty.
Even though
they are so clearly guilty.
But that's the thing.
They did do that.
But that's the thing. So, okay, so they killed those people without trial. So did you. Like, literally, she's the one that orders. We have the scene where she orders all the servants, all of the nobles to be locked up, and those who do not swear to Aegon, she gives like the small little nod of approval when they say they have to be killed. So it's like, you know,
like that absolutely, like,
you know what it is.
No, that's she absolutely did that. Let me say that point blank. You know, she absolutely did that shit. She was compelled to do that, and Miss Ma'am, I'm not gonna like defend you for that. But it's just like, again, both things can be true, bitch.
What is it? We were talking about this earlier about how
why
like
we keep trying to find one side is better than the other.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. What's like we were talking about this earlier on how like trying to do the cycle of trying to measure people's innocence doesn't work when everybody one way or another has done something bad, you know? Like you can try to measure one
very least.
Exactly. Like you can try to measure who did the less of the bad things, but at the end of the day, you still did something bad, you know?
Aegon was fled when I returned from Dragonstone. Has all while not giving you his account.
His account? Or yours? Do not treat me as a fool.
And the thing, okay, I can understand Rhaenyra's righteous anger because once again, she has tried to trust Alicent, and while Alicent, to some reluctance, have upheld her end of the bargain, there's still a lot of the stuff that she could not upend until Rhaenyra is just Alicent lying to her again. Like, so it's what we were talking about earlier on how Alicent was trying to be truthful, but the men around her fucked everything up. And Rhaenyra came in hoping once again that Alicent was being truthful, only to get slapped in the face. So she's now lashing out because she sees that she cannot trust Alicent again. It's a never-ending cycle.
That is Vhagar. Who rides sheep stealer?
I do not know. Is Aemond not flown away, as I promised? Did the guards and the parapets not suffer you to pass? I have done all I could. Will you blame me only for what men have done?
Yes, I'm.
Rachel, don't
sorry.
You dare.
Why do you think I?
Feminist, don't you fucking dare. This, don't you dare.
That's why I said.
We do not allow women to be blamed for every fucking act, for any action that a man has done.
I think
just because she was in the room does not keep these men from also being capable of their own villainy.
I'm not saying that's what she
have done.
I'm not saying that's what happened. What my problem is
I'm
that
saying that needs to be understood.
No, obviously that needs to be.
Unfortunately, is not understood.
No, of course that need. Okay, that. Okay.
In my experience, in my opinion, unfortunately, when it comes down to the angle of accepting the fault of the men around Alicent as well, or just the men of the realm, period, and their actions, oftentimes, unfortunately, that is blindsided in favor of this understandable, but oftentimes like stronger rage and vengeance against Alicent.
And you know,
she is bad, and she has done bad things. Why the fuck, though, are we still blaming her for the actions of these men around her, too?
Do you know why I think people are still blaming her? It's because up until this point, she has been a more than willing, because I've seen it. One of my friends did an amazing analysis. If I find it, I will post like a little clip of it here. But one of my friends did an amazing analysis on why so many people with this particular scene are like furious with Alicent and why they're reacting such negatively, because at the end of the day, yes, Alicent is a victim of the patriarchy, but she not only supported it, she basically built bridges to make it worse for other women. And now and she continued to do so and would have continued to do so if she had access to the power that it gave her. She no longer has access to the power, so now she is upset I'm summarizing it, but now that she no longer has access to the power and she's seeing that the men are like, oh, we just used you because that's all that you're good for, she is now trying to reach out to the victims of her abuse and is now upset that the victims of her abuse are not accepting her olive branch.
No, that's not what's happening in this scene at all. What is happening in this scene is a confrontation that should have happened eons ago.
Well, yes, I fully agree with that.
Alicent being fully blamed for the actions and the decisions of Otto Hightower.
Because the person did do because she addressed that as well. It wasn't just the actions of Otto Hightower. There was over a decade. Otto was not at court, not hanging around her, not doing nothing. And she not only continued to sow discord, she actively participated in the usurpation. As a matter of fact, got worse when Otto came back. So it's
no one is saying she didn't do this shit.
I know, but you're not.
No, listen to me. I am saying specifically for the actions of Otto Hightower. Why is she being blamed for that? And not him.
Well, here's the thing. Obviously, what was it? In last episode, they did talk about Otto. The problem is that Rhaenyra's eyes, she has tried to give Alicent another open to be good. And unfortunately, it has blown up in her face. And because of her previous trauma of trusting Alicent and Alicent using it against her, she is having a visceral reaction to it. She's not thinking clearly.
First of all, the reason why I'm asking this question is because victims of the patriarchy obviously can find themselves perpetuating and following that system. Like, nobody's saying that they don't. The issue here is that this is still the actions of men.
Oh, we told the guards. We ran.
No one knows what he looks like. Aegon. He's scarred and burned. His dragon is dead. Declare him dead as well.
Okay, like, I feel like, in my opinion, this is another tick against Alicent, at least in Rhaenyra's eyes, because she's like, wait, what do you mean he's scarred and he's burned? He, like, obviously, poor Sunfire's dead, rest in peace. But Alicent didn't tell her this when she came. She made it seem as if Aegon was, like, confined to his quarters or moping about, and he would just allow Alicent to give himself to her.
At the very least, she said that Aegon would be there.
Exactly.
Like, regardless of what condition he is, she said that he would. Unfortunately, he's not.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, she's like, okay, well, he may not be dead, but he is as close to it as he's away from you.
Yeah.
You know, like, isn't that also what you want? Him gone.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to kill any more people, and it was like, of course, him, yeah.
Rhaenyra's literally like, him? Yes. Aemond? Yes. But the other people? Nah, I'm good.
Like, when you think about it, like, no one else really has to die, except at the very least, those two.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay with that.
I'm fully okay with that. with that. Helena, my baby girl, stay over there. Please stay over there. Stay away. But also, wait, no, Helena, Helena, on second thought, stay away from the windows. Another thing that I've noticed people say, is that Rhaenyra didn't expect this to happen, which at a base point, that is true. Rhaenyra did not expect ruling to be this hard, but she is not an inexperienced ruler. The show has this thing where it wants to try to be its own identity, but it's also clearly relying on book fans and people who know the systems of Westeros to fill in the blanks for those who don't. And there's this assumption within the fandom that Rhaenyra was just basically sitting on her ass in Dragonstone. And that's not at all true. She was ruling Dragonstone. Like, that's what the heir does. It rules the whole ass island and a couple little other, mini islands to prepare themselves to rule. But the fact that the show didn't address that, didn't talk about that, but you wouldn't understand it / know it if you weren't a book fan, kind of annoys me, because there is a huge, like when I tell you almost every single video about Rhaenyra being having to struggle with being queen all ties back to, quote, her being inexperienced. I get so upset because she is experienced. The problem, the thing that she's not experienced with was usurpation, war, and people stealing her shit.
Well, obviously no one's gonna have any experience.
Exactly, nobody's gonna have any experience with that.
You killed my father.
Bitch, and
I'm sorry, do you disagree?
Oh, I don't disagree. I just don't believe Alicent has any moral high ground to be upset about. Okay, wait, actually, no, let me take that back. He was still her father. I will give Alicent that. At the end of the day, that was the man that raised her. That was the man who brought her, well, technically not bring her into this world, but that was her father. I will give him that. She has the proper right to be upset about that. On the other hand,
I'm going to say, where's the but?
But you killed my father. Well, you hid the death of mine.
I was literally going to say, if there's any kind of hypocrisy that's going on in this scene right now, it's the, not hypocrisy, but the irony of Alicent saying this truth that Rhaenyra did in a way cause the events that led Otto to being killed. But the same phrase can be said against her by Rhaenyra because it was for whatever rhyme or reason, they did their best taking care of Viserys or anything like that, and it was just his weird genes that caused his whole body to rot. Okay, whatever the fuck. You still went against a dying man's wishes and destroyed his dream. Regardless of her intentions, she did that. So Rhaenyra might have killed Otto, but Alicent killed Viserys' memory.
And not only that, but anything that Alicent could say about Rhaenyra killing her father, Rhaenyra literally can shoot it back to everything that Alicent had done. Because think about it this way, I literally have a list of things that I'm going to be talking about in my review. So for example, Alicent, you killed my father. Rhaenyra, where you hid the death of mine and usurped my throne and gave it to my rapist brother. Alicent, you killed my father. Rhaenyra, well, yours had been plotting against me since I was 14. Before, no band for band here. No, for real, Alicent, you killed my father. Well, yours had been spying on me since I was 18. And then the most man doing but then also the most powerful one, you killed my father. Well, and Rhaenyra could be like, well, he made you go and seduce my father to make a son that he wanted to usurp me. At the end,
you didn't want him to do. You didn't agree with that, Alicent.
Exactly, which ties to yes, exactly, and that seems yes, Alicent has the right to be upset about Otto dying, but it also shows her great hypocrisy on how she will blame everybody, but not the men who actually caused her harm. And I'm like, Alicent, your anger needs to be at Otto Hightower and Viserys. More so Otto Hightower.
At least.
Exactly.
Because it's one thing for her to be am I to be blamed for the actions of men? No, but why haven't you blamed the action of at least two men? Because like, I don't know, it's one thing to be like, hey, so the Lord of Coin stole your money. I agree that he was a villainous man. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rachel, but he's also was the one who tried to assault her too.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, there's like, obviously she has no problem in like identifying that flaw of him and in that man. But when it comes to Otto, it's just like there is more of that in Otto and Viserys, but mainly Otto, like we established. When it comes more into like, oh, well, that's my father, so I'm more willing to side with him. And it's like, but why?
Like, he literally put and that's the thing.
Prepare for you.
And that's the thing, like I said, that
any of these men.
No, and that's the thing that I say like frustrates me the most about Alice. One of the things that frustrates me the most about Alicent's character is that she is a smart woman. Alicent is not dumb in the slightest, right? Exactly, she's very calculative. She also isn't a liar. That's another thing that Daemon himself agrees. Alicent might be calculating and be a schemer, but she is not a liar. And it's like, you can admit that these men are the cause of your problems. And it's like, you wanted to be a woman of a high house. That's what you wanted. Your father made you queen, which would have at the core value would have been good. But unlike him, you did not see the dark side. You were like, by you becoming queen at such a young age, that gave it high probability that you would bear sons, which in their patriarchal society meant that they should have taken the throne. But wait, your bestie / ex-girlfriend was the one who was crowned as crown princess. And rather than attempting to try to mediate and tell your father, no, I am going to stand by my friend. She is the heir, not my sons. I am going to raise them to support their sister. You instead decided to be, well, I'm suffering in this suffocating patriarchal system. I should be mad at my father. I should be at the man hurting me every night, but I can't. So instead, I'm going to go towards the person who has tried to help me because she's an easier target. And then once all of this happens, now she realizes, I was wrong. I was wrong. I am sorry. I want to help you, Rhaenyra. But the problem is that all the people that she hurt do not want her to help. Because it's too late. And now now Rhaenyra is stuck in this uncomfortable position on where she should, by all rights, have Alicent beheaded. Like, at the end of the day, all the stuff that Alicent has done, she deserves death. But Rhaenyra is not that kind of person. She wants to be forgiving. She wants to help people. But because of the patriarchy and because of the system, she should, like I said, send Alicent's head back to Old Town. But she's not doing that. And the people around her are like, yo, why aren't you beheading the woman who is the cause of all of this suffering, or is the face of the cause, even though we all know it was by the men. Like, we're not saying Alicent is innocent because she is a willing participant of the patriarchy, but at the same time, putting all the blame on Alicent is not right at all.
It's not okay.
Exactly. Well, we talk about this all the time. Hurt people hurt people.
Exactly.
And like, hurt people. And but holding people accountable doesn't mean going to the extreme. In my opinion, this is my opinion, the best punishment Rhaenyra could do for Alicent is to show her that she has moved on. To show her that she is now happy, she is healthy, she is going to rule Westeros the way that her father wanted her to rule, that she will be the best ruler possible, making Alicent eat her words. But she can't do that because the men around her will do whatever it takes to get Rhaenyra off the throne. You know? Yeah. Like, it sucks. It totally sucks.
When Aemond has been found and the challenge to me removed, you will go free. But until then, I cannot be seen to favor Hightowers.
I have a question. What room is this? Because
It's not that room. I know the room that you're thinking about. It's not.
That room?
Yeah, it's not that room. It's not the room that.
Alicent's room?
I wouldn't say this is Alicent's room. I don't think.
That bed looks familiar.
Yeah, no. I don't think this is the room that Jaehaerys died in. The room that Jaehaerys died in would have.
I was asking, is this the room that Blood and Cheese was in?
Yeah, that was in Jaehaerys. I mean, that was in Helena's room.
So my position is such that I must hope for the capture and death of my son.
Alicent, she has lost 3 children.
Yeah.
She has lost 3 children in less than 2 months. You are lucky. That is all that is happening.
Yeah, we have to be reasonable here.
We have to be realistic here because the thing that so another thing that kind of irritates me is that they're kind of skirting away the whole thing that happened right after Viserys died on how Otto told Sir Harold to go and murder a pregnant Rhaenyra and all of her children. Yeah, you don't remember that at the end of season 1? Yeah, like that. No, literally, in the Green Council scene that they're having, he literally tells Sir Harold, who raised Rhaenyra, mind you, he's seen her grow up since she was a baby. He told her to go take trusted men and kill everybody, so Aegon can have a clean rise to the throne. And Alicent is like, yeah, no, we're not murdering Rhaenyra. And her father and all the men push back, and it's like, but it's what's needed. Like, this has to happen so Aegon can be peaceful. And it's like, so you guys are doing what you swore that Rhaenyra would do without a second thought. Like, it's like, Alicent, I need you to be so dead ass right now. I need you to be so dead ass right now. I love you, Olivia. You are eating this role down. Like, Olivia is killing this role.
What is 7 + 1?
8. Like, give exactly.
Good morrow, Your Grace.
Ugh, this man.
A blessing in the name of the 7 who are one.
Okay, this is also you're gonna see the greatest thing of men hypocrisy ever. Well, one of the greatest examples of male hypocrisy. Because yeah, so you anointed Aegon, right? But at the same time, you anointed most likely her as crown princess and knew that Viserys did not change his mind. So you're a willing participant in usurpation, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Like,
so, where's the guard? Season?
Exactly. And like the High Septon in Game of Thrones is like basically the super pope, right? While technically speaking, the Faith of the Seven and the Targaryens have a peace, they don't like them because they have dragons. Some people claim it's the incest, but it's mostly the dragons thing. Because and it's just like, you're gonna see religious people, paranoia gets on my last freaking nerves. Noise.
You now say,
dude.
Is it your contention that I'm a liar?
We have not seen his remains. Nor have the Silent Sisters been summoned to tend to them.
Oh my God, you're pulling strings.
Exactly. And then also, not only that, but like, he didn't question Aegon's crowning. Like, you're telling, like
the fact that he was named heir
for over 20 years. Like, she was named heir for all of 20 years. She then leaves the capital to take her children back, but has plans to come back. And in those 4 days that she is gone, that week that she is gone, all of a sudden Aegon is crowned, and you do it with the swiftness, and you take the word of his mother. Like, that is such the patriarchy. Because what do you mean you did all that without questioning it? Okay, dude. I just know somewhere that Ryan is giggling and kicking his feet that this line is there, because George R. R. Martin has been very clear that dragons symbolize life. they symbolize creation. They symbolize purity. They symbolize, they symbolize like the washing away of sins and the foundation of something new. What he's describing is basically the others, the ice demons and all that. But this is also a clear example of religion, not understanding something and then deciding that it's evil. How many times has Christianity done this? Is doing this? Anything that Christians deem to be deem to not understand, they call it evil and demonic. And this is just like it. I love this man. This man is eating this role down.
Confess to you now a thing you may have guessed before. Alan of Hull and his brother Adam are my sons.
No, I never would have guessed that. I thought
only other black people in any square mile that have either dreads or have his face.
No. But you know what's funny? Okay, so in the books, they hint that so in the books, the official saying is that they're the sons of Rhaenyra, and that's how Adam is able to fly on sea smoke, right? But in the show, if they're supposed to be the sons of Corlys, how is that possible if he doesn't have Targaryen blood? You can't even do that classic OMG Ariana Targaryen, which doesn't exist. She's a show only thing, and she makes no sense on how she even could be here. You can maybe do that offshoot, but it's like, are they going by the off thing that all Valyrian blood is kind of like unique and it's something that can be together, and that's how Adam is able to bond with it? But by saying that it's Corlys's, that they're Corlys's doesn't make any real sense. You see what I'm saying? So I'm also Rhaenyra's face.
Rhaenyra's like, why are you saying this?
Exactly. She's like, why?
This is why it's nobody.
Look at Adam. between Adam looking like
I see it now. Don't piss me off.
Between Adam looking like an innocent Pookie Bear with those beautiful brown eyes, and Alan just looking like he's a brooding mess, that is clearly his son.
Me, it is many a lord who has mixed noble and common blood.
Mm-hmm.
Their sons are no less stout of heart.
Which is so interesting for a response from Rhaenyra of all people. Well, not of all people, just such interesting a response from Rhaenyra, because the Faith of the Seven teaches that bastards are evil. They teach that children not born in the quote holy sanctity of marriage are evil. They're murderers. They're all that stuff.
Hey man, why are you blaming the child for what the parents did?
Which is also a good influx, a reflux of the whole argument with Rhaenyra and Aegon, because Aegon does embody everything that the Faith of the Seven preaches against, right? He embodies every single negative quality, yet he's trueborn. Meanwhile, Rhaenyra's sons in this iteration are, not born of her maester, not born of her marriage with Rhaenyra. So technically speaking, people claim that they're bastards. We're not going to get into that argument now, but it's they are what the Faith claim bastards are not. They're kind, they're sweet, they're forgiving, they're loyal to their family, they respect their mother, they defend the weak. They do. Exactly. Yeah, true. Rhaenyra just gives them the look.
Look is she straight up just glance. Doesn't even have to glance at them. She just raises an eyebrow. They're like,
no, for real. And it's they do everything that bastards aren't supposed to do. And so it's one of the things that begs the question, because people get in on this on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok all the time, where it's the circumstances of your birth, do that predetermine who you are as a person? Because would you rather have somebody who is legitimate, Aegon, on the throne, but he is the worst of the worst, right? He literally is a monster, versus Rhaenyra's sons, who, yes, aren't in this iteration, aren't born of her marriage of Rhaenyra, but they are every positive thing you would want in a king.
They would be a wonderful king. About Jesus?
Yes, and would you be surprised that people still say, well, I still want Aegon because he's legitimate? Do you know how stupid that is?
Give a fuck.
Or even worse, they'll be all like, or even worse, they'll be like, he can learn to be a good person. He's had 20 years. Aegon has had 20 years.
Why are we fighting so hard for a promise of change? When we have a good person, normal person, right here.
Exactly. It's insane.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
So the boats. So it's because of the boats.
Lords of the
But also, okay, this is also showing Corlys's misogyny. So in the last review, people pointed out that I got the relationships wrong, which I did, between Corlys, Baela, Rhaena, Daemon. I was up like, okay, my brain was going at a million miles per minute, so I did kind of get that wrong. But here's the thing. My problem with this is that it's showing Corlys's misogyny again, because while yes, Corlys did offer the seat of Driftmark to Baela, and she said, no, I'm fire and blood. It needs to go to Salt and Sea. Rhaena is right there, because just as Luke was being raised to be the future Lord of Driftmark, Rhaena was being raised to be the future lady. And I'm not saying that it's like her, like his thing. He didn't even ask her. He just asked Baela because she's the eldest, right? But now that we have Rhaena with Sheepstealer, I'm just saying having a Lady of the Tides with a dragon is a powerful step.
Not a bastard.
Exactly, who was not a bastard. And people say like, well, she's a Targaryen. Yes, but she can also change her name. The same way that they were going to change, change Jace's name when he became king. Like at the moment he was Jace Velaryon, he was going to become Jace Targaryen when he became king. The same thing can be done for Rhaena. And you can and also they can make the argument, well, he just wants Valyrian blood. Rhaena has more Valyrian blood in her body than both of them.
She's literally half Valyrian, half Targaryen.
Exactly.
So like, what are we talking about?
And if they really want male blood on the Driftmark throne, she can just marry a cousin. Like, I'm not saying she has to, but you see where the whole options. Exactly, like you see the options, but because she's a girl / a woman, Corlys most likely isn't thinking about it. He just sees two strong men is like, well, I can do that's what I want. It's like, dude, you're skipping over your granddaughters.
Yeah, you're skipping over what makes fucking sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but definitely to point out his misogyny. Like, I don't know, you support a female queen. Why can't you support female heirs?
And then also
that aren't bastards.
Yeah, and then also it makes it sets a bad precedent on, well, you have two legitimate grandchildren, two granddaughters, one of whom was most likely raised to become the lady of your house alongside the boy that she was going to be betrothed to and eventually marry. But then you discover that you have two sons, like two illegitimate sons. So then rather than lifting the granddaughter or even the daughter, for example, into the place that would have been hers if she married your heir, you then decide to, rather than make her the heir, you legitimize your bastard sons to make them the heir. Like, do you see you see how that sets a bad precedent? Mm-hmm. You see how that takes it, and it's all tied to misogyny.
It leaves a bad taste in my mouth because
it does.
These girls literally lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. And they're still being overlooked by men.
Mm-hmm.
When will it end?
Exactly. Because also, if you think about it, technically speaking, as the children of Lena, the girls do have a claim to the Driftmark throne. That's another thing. Yep, which all ties back to, yes, their last names are Targaryen, but they can change their name. People are acting as if people don't change their names all the time.
Now that, especially because, like, well, not to point out the obvious, now that both of them have no Targaryen claims, like with their husbands, aren't they, at the very least, they are owed a Valyrian name.
Yeah. It's
hello? They lost their family.
They lost exactly. It's like, yes, you lost your wealth. You can rebuild your wealth.
You literally lost your sons. You should be able to relate to Rhaenyra.
Exactly. You lost Lena and Laenor. You should be able to relate to Rhaenyra of all people. But
are you enough steady, Your Grace?
As steady as they may be. I have courted the small folk from afar, but I have not yet come before them as their queen.
You have been much anticipated.
Aww, her girlfriend's here.
There will be much expected. And our resources are few. I do not know what satisfaction I can give.
For some, it will be enough to say that.
Okay, while I do understand women can have their period at any time, obviously, I do side-eye it a lot that the one and only time we've heard of any woman having her period is Rhaenyra during this time. Like, I do kind of side-eye it, because it's like, are you, with all this, like, and the reason why I side-eye is because she's seeming to be very erratic, and are they trying to push the notion that, OMG, a woman on her period, she goes crazy type of thing? I hope that's not what they're trying to push, but it feels like that's what they are.
I feel like they're doing that, but more so, hopefully, this is my assuming that they're doing this in a smart way as screenwriters. They're using it more so as like to show her feelings in this episode is more like a build up of many cuts. Like very much the straw that breaks the camel's back. Could be any of these things. But just place yourself in her shoes. Like, you're literally like, this is one thing already stressful, but also you're the high point of your life. You cannot show vulnerability in any way, and now you just got your period. It's like going in for an interview for your job, and even though you've had millions of periods, you still get one.
Yeah.
What would you do? How would you feel? You get one and you realize that also you have the type that is very painful, but is her cramps. I'm trying to say contractions for some fucking reason. No, the other one.
Like the other pain of your uterus.
Yeah, have you ever had cramps that was so bad and so strong you could hear the Jaws theme song? And
yes, very much so. That's what actually happened to me recently.
That's the kind of shit that she's dealing with. Oh my god, my condolences.
No, for real. Like, Rhaenyra, full disclosure, girl, we love you. Please. But also, I don't want them to do the whole OMG, she's going crazy because she's on her period thing. I hope that's not where this is going.
It is a dangerous element that seeks to blame the wealthy for the city's woes. In a war, all suffer.
Some more than others.
That has ever been so.
Period.
It is a cudgel in irresponsible hands used to strike up unrest and rebellion.
Do the Cramps deserve the providence and protection of their ruler? It is a covenant broken.
Take your tea, Rhaenyra.
They look to us for meat and fuel for their fires.
And who is us? In your telling?
I have earned my seat at this table.
Sure has.
I was not born to it. I leave others to judge which path most has merit.
Would y'all stop fighting in front of your wife, please?
Stop catting each other.
Exactly. Your wife clearly is upset right now. She is sick and tired of all the drama that's happening. Can both of you just, like, I don't know, kiss and make up? I guess.
They're like, I'd rather die. And then die. Like, what the fuck? You guys she's still gonna be in distress.
Exactly. Well, then just die, and Adam and Luther will take y'all's place in her, like, at her side in bed. But
Great day for the three of you.
We are much honored, Your Grace.
How will you style yourself?
Oh, Targaryen, Your Grace.
Oh, absolutely not.
The guard in the back.
No, for real, I am the guard in the back. I am Daemon.
What did you see?
My hand is slowly inching towards my sword.
And I feel bad too at the same time because like Corlys is also asking for Rhaenyra to grant his bastards like that overlook, right?
Mm-hmm.
But not Ulf. Ulf does not.
Ulf does not. Okay. Here's my complicated feelings about Ulf. People have been championing Ulf as like the voice of the people, like one of the voices of the people, one of the lesser borns, because of like the monologue he gave in episode 1, talking about how what he has had to do to survive and how he's going to make sure that he never goes back to that type of life. I fully understand that. My problem is that he is not a likable person. Yeah, I don't like obviously I know that if I was in this world, I wouldn't be a Targaryen. I mean, maybe I'm black, I may be a Velaryon for all I care. But it's like I do not like Ulf, and I refuse to let him be the morality police, which I think is also because how his character is in the books. I've divorced the TV show and the books as best as I can. But there are certain things that Ulf does and Ulf says that make me kind of like roll my eyes because he's clearly still not taking this seriously. He's not taking this seriously at all.
I'm thinking this is the best, like, this is his ticket out of squalor, which it is, but it's an opportunity, if anything.
Exactly.
He still has to be his own person.
Exactly. And he still has to, at the end of the day, serve the queen. Like, you have to have her favor. Like, yes, you have a dragon, but at the end of the day, you piss her off, Daemon's being sent to your room to free up that dragon for somebody else. Oh, if I was Hugh, Ulf, I would be so scared anything with Daemon and a sword near me. I love how he flicked the sword like he was gonna cut off his head.
Is that it?
Sir?
They are so sick of this man.
Is that it? Can you shut the fuck up?
No, for real. Everybody's like, you are going to ruin this for everybody, Ulf. Which is why I don't understand. Which is like, okay. I think people like Ulf because he's a refreshing piece of, he's a piece of fresh air. Or a breath of fresh air when it comes to people's reactions. Like, he's very much uncensored. He doesn't give a shit on who he's talking to unless, unless Daemon is in the room. Like, I can understand that pull, but he's very clearly also not a good person. Like, he's
annoying. I don't like him. He's icky. He looks like he smells.
he literally, what was it? He made, he didn't make a pass at Bela, but like, he was very crass when he was talking around her and Jace when they first met. Like, I don't like this man. I don't like him.
With thanks. Your Grace, I'm sorry I was sharp when we spoke. I have a small request only.
We'll hear it.
Only that my father's remains be sent to Old Town.
No. Instantly denied, because not only do we not know what message you could smuggle into those remains, why the heck would I give him the honor of a good burial when he would have allowed, when he would have slit me and my children's throats and did try to have my children's and I's throats slit? Hell no.
Alicent, I need you to be so fucking for real right now, babe.
No, I need you to be for real, Alicent, for 5 minutes, please. Like, she literally was talking about how she didn't do any type of ruling on how she was only doing what the men around her said. No, we have scenes of you sitting at the head of the small council and ruling.
She was there for some of it, not all, but that some is enough.
Yeah, you were there for a lot of it.
And there needs a many more, sir. Heavy weight.
How did you bear it?
She inherited a wealthy kingdom and that was not at war. And the money was not stolen. That is how she bore it. But like, say many things about Viserys, but Viserys had was a very good king when it came to money, which he just kind of inherited. He just influenced and increased what Jaehaerys had done. And the fact that they stole all of the money, like the like not only did they steal all the money, it was used to then prop up and support House Lannister and House Hightower for generations.
They're like the worst ones.
Exactly. So it's like the kingdom was in debt for generations. The kingdom was in debt for like half of Aegon III's reign, and then it got a little bit better. And then his sons just fucked everything up. And then like if it wasn't for Viserys II, the kingdom probably would have fell down into squalor again. So it's like a lot of stuff. A lot of
ruin happened.
Yeah, a lot of ruin happened because, and if you think about it, the ripple effect of the money being stolen was felt well into probably like Daemon the Goods' reign, who was 100 and so years after this.
Damn.
Yeah.
In truth, you may not rule and remain yourself. There are choices to be made, and you may, on occasion, have to turn your face away while people suffer and die. Shut. You will do things that your heart would have recoiled from.
See, okay, my problem is like, why is it Alicent of all people that is telling her this? Like, Rhaenyra should know this. So why is she hearing all this seemingly for the first time from Alicent? Like, I'm not saying Alicent wouldn't know this. I'm not saying she wouldn't.
It's just very ironic.
Yeah, it's very ironic that she is learning allegedly all of this from the very first time from Alicent. Like make it make sense to me. Like, explain to me like I'm 5.
I feel that it's ironic, but good in the storytelling sense, because like Alicent holds herself up as the kind of person that's like the tragic hero in her own mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's like, woe is me because of I'm surrounded by demons and snakes and shit. And it's like, she's like very much like, I would not have made any of these decisions if I had no other choice. Like, that's the kind of narrative that she's been saying this whole time. And for the longest, like, Rhaenyra and us have been unable to like understand that, because what do you mean in order to keep like justify in order to keep a kingdom like sane and not like have it be torn apart and destroyed, in order to stay on the throne, I'm going to have to let a whole city starve.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
But if it's true that power does corrupt and power can change even the most innocent people, how would that transfer into Rhaenyra, who's like, well, she's the heir. She point blank period, she was supposed to be on the throne regardless of what anybody else thinks.
Mm-hmm.
If anything does happen, like let's say a great calamity happens while Rhaenyra's on the throne and she has to, make some terrible, unethical decisions that season 1, 2, Rhaenyra would never have thought or never have agreed to. That's one thing. But, dog, I don't know. At the same time, I don't think Rhaenyra would be tempted in that way with the kind of power that she has.
It's,
if y'all motherfuckers didn't destroy the kingdom first.
And that's the thing that, like, I don't think people are addressing the most. So it's like, because we talked about this earlier on how Rhaenyra was basically raised to rule a kingdom that was prosperous. There was no war, that she could basically step into her father's position, just as her father stepped into Jaehaerys' position, because Viserys was not raised to be king either. He was very old, like he was very much an adult when he became crown prince. So technically speaking, Rhaenyra got way more training than Viserys did, and she still is doing good. But the fact that the rug continually gets to be pulled out from under her, I know people will like to make the argument, well, how you handle things under pressure shows how you really are, which I won't deny. That's not a truth. That's not a truthful statement. But at the same time, how much grace then can you give somebody who has been trying to do what's good over and over and over again, but keeps on getting beaten down until they break? And that's what you look at, them breaking, not their continual strength and attempt to not break.
Yeah, like,
you know,
like, dog, maybe Rhaenyra's reign would be flawless or anything like that if y'all motherfuckers didn't create a huge financial crisis. It's same thing with President Obama. You can say whatever you want about his presidency, but his pros and cons, highs and lows. But regardless, I do believe that his presidency would have been unprecedented if fucking ass Republicans hadn't messed it up.
Yep, they continue to mess it up.
Like, just think. Like, I don't know. Maybe power corrupted y'all, but power wouldn't corrupt me. Like,
yeah.
It is our privilege, Your Grace, to attend you here at last. I avow, which all here know, that I mistrusted the Hightower claim from the beginning.
Notice though that like the nobles that she shook hands with and praised and from this Rhys episode are not here. These are the nobles that seemingly swore fealty to the Hightowers and most likely would stay loyal to the Hightowers if they were still here.
Yeah.
As you sit here, my gold cloaks are entering each of your houses.
They
are searching your storerooms for all that you hoarded away.
They
will bring what they find back to me for distribution to those in my city who need it.
Yeah.
Unconscionable. We're being robbed.
You robbed.
That's how you say it.
Not plunder to duty. And tonight will serve as a lesson in what I will require of you now and henceforth. Good evening.
Yeah, like. Daemon, not now.
If I fail to administer my city, how will I be trusted to govern a realm?
Aegon the Conqueror had 3 dragons. You now have 6. It is power beyond imagining. Why scrabble here for gold when the world lies before us? Dawn could be ours.
Daemon, not now!
Essos and the free cities.
Somewhere, I just know a Team Green stand is like making this into like an anti-Rhaenyra edit. I just know it is.
Like there is the argument. I was gonna say there is the argument about the madness of Targaryens, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Are they mad or are they upset?
Yeah, are they mad or just ambitious? Because here's the thing that people don't, because people refuse to acknowledge that at the end of the day, these are people with magical blood in their literal magical blood in their veins who ride dragons. And they're still very, very reserved in what they do with those dragons. Most of the other great houses, if they had their dragons and magical blood, would be reigning terror on the world forever and a day.
Yeah, they would be incredibly arduous.
Like, I hate that all this pressure is put on the Targaryens, but it's like, look at your face, babe.
Just because they fuck their cousins or siblings and they have white hair. So what?
She literally is like, why can't you idiots wait and let me secure myself here in King's Landing in Westeros, and then we can go conquer shit. But they're
we can conquer Dorne after, but we need to establish something here.
Exactly, like these people have like no patience. They have zero patience. And I know it's pissing my homegirl off because not only is she on her period, she's having to deal with these idiots. Like, it's pissing off me and my homegirls.
The usurpers are vanquished, and I have taken my rightful throne, from which I shall rule judiciously, with strength, but also mercy, as befits a true queen. In token of which, I bring you gifts for your relief. And in honor of my father, who came before me. God be with you.
Somebody said, "Oh, look at my two socialist queens," and I about died.
This is the future. Republicans, I mean, the followers of the faith, don't want you to have.
Exactly.
They don't want to have.
Exactly. Two bisexuals passing out, like two bisexuals passing out food to the poor. This is the future that we deserve.
You made Adam a knight, but it seems you styled him Hull rather than Velaryon. We had agreed, I thought, that he and Alan would be legitimized. Now, if it is a matter of ceremonial...
You know very well the rumors that have dogged my sons from the first. My reign has just begun. I cannot, in this moment, be seen to raise up those born outside of noble troth.
She's not. She's also not saying no.
So you will insult my house.
Just right.
So that you may be seen to be something you are not.
How do I want the scene to play out, and then I'm gonna.
I was staunch in my defense when your own troth was doubted.
Yes, and I thank you for this, among many other things. But all eyes look to me now. Perhaps one day, when there is not so much scrutiny.
You are ashamed.
Yes.
Now, how do I wait now?
Your son Joffrey is a bastard. Your son Lucerys, whom I accepted as my heir, was a bastard.
Lord Corlys. Your son Jacaerys lived and died a bastard.
Oh, look at the servants.
Say aloud to me the reason your children deserve what mine are denied.
Because of how they were conceived and the knowledge of the spouse. Okay, because I actually go into this on my review. I literally go on like a little tangent because the amount of people saying that Corlys is absolutely in the right here are freaking deranged. Because he's not. You can say that Rhaenyra was wrong to deny him outright, which she didn't. She said, give her a second. Like I said, she has literally walked into a shit house and is trying to get everything in order. But at the end of the day, Corlys cheated. He willingly cheated on his wife and then ignored those kids for 30 plus years. Rhaenyra tried to conceive children with Laenor. Even though she knew that he was gay, they tried together. And rather than continue to force him into do something he clearly did not want to do, and most likely Laenor was infertile, they then looked to Harwin, who was their donor. And yes, they fell in love, but at the end of the day, it's literally nothing more than having a donor to conceive children.
It was a means to an end.
Exactly. And that is the main difference here. Not only that, but Corlys is projecting. He is projecting his own insecurities, because let's not act as if Corlys did all of this out of the goodness of his heart. At the end of the
he doesn't feel guilty.
No, and at the end of the day, he is the one that put not only Rhaenyra in the situation, but Laenor as well, with his constant nagging to put his blood on the throne. That's why I say if Laena had married Viserys, he would be just as, if not worse, than Otto when it came to if Laena gave Viserys sons.
Yeah.
Because he wants his blood on the throne. He is a ambitious, dangerous man. And the fact that it was to appease him that Viserys pushed for Rhaenyra to marry Laenor, it wasn't just because they were cousins. It wasn't just because that it was the greatest alliance. No, he needed to appease Corlys in his ego. And then when they were married, he kept on pushing for more. He did not do any of this out of the goodness of his heart. And the fact that he is acting like he did is pissing me off. Like, obviously, I hope that he redeems himself in the later episodes. But he trying to have the moral high ground here, especially against Rhaenyra of all people, is straight bullshit. And I will not stand for it. I will not stand for it. What do you think?
No, I agree. Like, I there's a lot of hypocrisy and a lot of irony going around this episode, but it's good because at the these are things and these are feelings that have been ruminating and hiding this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
But people have been like hiding and refusing to show face for whatever goddamn reason. But the cracks are falling in through the facade now.
Mm-hmm.
So like, okay, so Rhaenyra's kids are bastards. But she can't do that right now.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, like, listen to her. It's the difference between her being like, I refuse to recognize them at all, and it's just like, well, I need to hold on to what little power that I do have until I can get more, because once I do, obviously, I'm not going to be able to, I won't need to care about the nobles or about what anyone else's opinion is.
And also, we were talking about, it sets a dangerous precedent. He has two legitimate granddaughters that he could change their name and raise to be Velaryons. If that's what he really wants, if he wants a real Velaryon legacy, that is what Corlys would do. But he doesn't.
It's very conditional.
Exactly. It is very clear that he's still a terrible misogynistic man, just like a lot of the other lords, who, because Laena and Baela, like we said before, yes, he asked Baela. That was the time that she thought she was going to become queen of the Seven Kingdoms, and even then, Rhaenyra probably was going to become the next queen and the next lady of the tides, right? He could still instill that passion, that education into Rhaenyra. But if he wanted to, but he is choosing not to, because he has two sons that he could make legitimate, which sets a terrible precedent, but also goes against Andal tradition. Because at the end of
also what the precedents that he's trying to establish with Rhaenyra. Like,
exactly.
So you're against female rulers, but you want a queen.
Like, he is like, everybody is just hypocrites in this episode. Everybody's a freaking hypocrite.
There was strength.
Helena has gone to the God's Wood. With thanks.
I have your son, Darren, here, within these walls.
Here since when?
He was delivered to me 2 days ago as part of the terms under which your cousin surrendered. He will take the black and he will not return, but he will keep his life.
Wish me to thank you.
Yes. She could have him killed. Like, okay.
Yes, he's a claimant to the throne.
Like, this is what I mean, where it's like Alicent, had they made Alicent stupid? Because Alicent would know this would have been his fate. He has two fates. He's dead, or he becomes, or he takes the black. Like, there's no in between here, because of the war that you sadly supported and are now regretting. Like, Alicent, exactly, way too late. Like, there's Alicent, you're pissing me off.
And serve out your days there. It's a hard road, but there is honor in it. I see that nothing moves you. It's a pity. Your mother is here. I would counsel you to unguard yourself.
Mm-hmm.
One time at least before you take the long journey. The Queen Dowager, sir.
I feel for this kid.
Look at her.
Wait a minute.
Like Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra's like, are you playing jokes with me?
Who's that?
You don't know this boy.
Nope.
But he is not Daemon.
But you know what? That should have been the first thing, because the first thing she saw was the back of his head, and she still rushed forward. Full disclosure, you guys, I have seen the next episode, but I won't talk about it here. But the first thing that should have been the hint was like, she saw the back of his head and she didn't just like rush in there. So what is that about?
Like scared or not? Like
exactly, like scared or not. If I'm seeing the back, exactly. If I'm seeing the back of my child's head, I'm rushing to hug them. But
especially because she hasn't seen him in years.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I out of any of my kids who deserves a chance to have any kind of like normalcy,
mm-hmm.
It should be Darren, or at the very least a child who has like is supposed to symbolize the innocence of this war. Like, yeah, he is a claimant to the throne, but like he's also a kid.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, he should be the kind of person that we'd be like, he should be given a chance at redemption. It should not be Aegon.
Exactly.
And yet, for some fucking reason.
Oh, we know why. It's because he is Sarah and Ryan's favorite character for some reason.
Right.
Who are you then? Speak!
He just goddamn white baby.
He compelled me. I begged him.
Who compelled you?
Lord Ormond Hightower.
Oh, she's pissed.
He blenched my hair. Told me I must play the part of the prince, even if she burned me with dragons. I must stay silent, or he would have my mother hanged. My real mother.
Ooh.
She isn't a queen, Your Grace. She's only a lady, and our people a merchant.
Okay, another strike against Alicent. Even though she's gonna forget this in the next episode, I know she is. But like, again, Rhaenyra's like, I am giving you, Alicent. We just had a good moment. We just had a nice heart-to-heart. I'm going to let you have your son. All of a sudden, what do you mean that your cousin gave me, not only is tricking me, but it's sending an innocent child for his games?
Okay. Hear me out. Remember, we really talked about this before. How many times are we gonna keep blaming Alicent for the action?
No. Here's the thing. I'm not blaming her. I'm saying from Rhaenyra's gaze, sadly.
Yeah, from her perspective, I agree.
No, I'm not blaming her because, like, trust me, as messed up as this is not Alicent's fault. But Rhaenyra is not thinking straight right now.
Yeah, because she's on her period right now, and she's literally going through the worst time of her fucking life.
But yeah, I totally agree that Alicent is innocent in this, but like I said, Rhaenyra is not thinking straight. In her mind, it's just another tick against Alicent. Also, people were talking about like, oh, how did Ormond be able to have the purple shampoo and the bleach to get that kid's hair? Tyrosh is the capital of dye. Is the dye capital of the world.
Your Grace, there's a dragon keeper at the gate.
El grigo, Gizarbro, mentir dobleton grindalitas.
What?
Ja, hargeral barai grimma jetpas. Ja, on gerion. Kissa hivoisa.
C'est soit nous altrizut.
Zerivar muti vadas. Mi piri.
Okay, so this ties with the argument people were having a while ago and that we were actually having on how Daemon is not a stupid man. Why did he leave the dragon with the Hightowers? And it's like, I don't think, like, my interpretation of this is that he didn't. He was having the dragon keepers drive the dragon forward. But my problem is, like, Daemon is not stupid, right? If this, like, it's clear that they wanted him to have a stupid moment, because Daemon in the books would have, rather than having the dragon keepers drive the dragon, he would have taken the kid onto his own dragon and told him to command the dragon to follow. If not, the dragon would follow them on its own accord, because that's how it's bonded with its rider. So the fact that the dragon didn't follow them should have been a red flag. That should have been the red flag. But exactly. And other people were saying, like, oh, well, the Hightowers were escorting it to the Red Keep. Why? Why would the Hightowers be escorting the dragon to the Red Keep? And the
Daemon in them.
Exactly. Why couldn't it have been Daemon in them? Like, you see how there are so many plot holes that could be fixed with a line or two of dialogue, or like a little extra scene or whatever. Like, they're rushing too fast.
It's one thing they could have. It would have made more sense if they were like, they were being escorted by like allies of the Blacks. But the Hightowers came in and the Greens came in and did like a surprise attack.
Exactly. And then also and also Templeton, they don't mention it in this episode, but in the next episode they talk about how Templeton was perfectly chosen by Ormond for a reason. We'll talk about that when we get to that episode next time. But it's I'm not gonna lie, I'm still ride or died for Rhaenyra, and at this point I'm all ready for you to start burning shit, babes. I'm just saying. Oh, that's symbolism. Rhaenyra, babes.
Don't look in the fire.
Well, that was an episode. How did you feel about that? What are your overall thoughts?
Excuse me. I believe that I'm glad that we are finally getting to see the paradigm shift. For the first couple seasons, we were able to establish, well, at the very least, a particular moral and ethics and principles that each of the characters like either follow, or at very least the kingdom does. And what makes sense to us, like an absolute truth that you have to agree on, is the fact that Rhaenyra is the true heir to the throne. However, I like that now that she has the throne, we're getting to see like what that has cost her, but what she's going to do with that sacrifice.
Yeah. Also,
like, she will avenge. I do believe that she will avenge her sons, just in a way that's not as like bloody as the Greens make it out to be.
Not only that, but like it's showing the like this episode is literally just forecasting the hypocrisy of everybody on how she has everything. She's supposed to have everything. She has the throne. She should be safe, but she's not. And it also shows the thing about legitimacy. Like you can clearly see the reason why Otto had Alicent name Aegon, how he made sure that he was crowned with the Conqueror's crown, why he has the sword Blackfire, like he was crowned by the High Septon. Legitimacy is everything to these people. And the fact that Rhaenyra now has to fight for her own legitimacy, it just shows that it just shows hypocriticalness. And it's like, in Corlys, go somewhere, sit down. I do like that Adam and Alan are not obviously holding this against Rhaenyra at all. They're like, yeah, we're kind of used to this stuff. We don't care. But
they're like, oh, surprise, shocker.
No, for real. But look, next episode, we will see what Ormond has been doing up in Tumbleton. And that's going to be an episode. But thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will see you guys later. Bye.